out. In the name of, burn it away. In the name of Jesus. That's it. The fire of the Holy Ghost hit him. Man. You slithering.
All Believers 10. Cast out devils.
Thank you, Jesus. Yes. What's going on, everybody? So I just want to say this very quickly. I don't post clips like this often. It's the same thing like when we feed the homeless, if we street preach. I'm not always posting video clips, every time we do deliverance, every time we, do something. But, from time to time, I will post it so, that people's faith can be increased. And then, of course, I have a lot of people who partner with the ministry. And so I want them to see, hey, we are out here, reaching the community and things like that. So I always tell people say, oh, don't let your, don't post things for people to see. Religious folks like to say that. But the reality is, for every one thing you guys see, there's 100 things that we didn't post. All right. The bottom line is this: deliverance is something every Christian should do. It should actually be the normal. It shouldn't be like this big surprise, like, oh man, that guy, he's walking in power. He's super special because he's doing deliverance. That's not the case. All Christians should be doing it. The reason why people are just so, fascinated and things like that with, deliverance ministry and the supernatural is because we're not doing it like we're supposed to. The church has not stepped up. And if everybody was, the problem is, people are faking it. People are paying people, and all kinds of, just crazy nonsense. But the reality is, Jesus said, look, you see these things I've done, you guys are going to do greater works. All right. The Bible says these signs shall follow them that believe, not some that believe. Not a special group of Christians. If you believe, all right, you can speak in tongues, all right, you can cast out devils. And then people say, well, you guys aren't taking up serpents or drinking any. The context really of that verse is, number one, there are snake spirits, and that's why people be slithering on the ground and things like that. But to me, that context in that verse is more so about protection. Right. If you drink any deadly thing, it will not hurt you. I've always told them in the army, when people were getting vaccinated, God's going to protect you. God's going to cover you. If there's anything in your food, in these restaurants, right, you're just not going to be harmed. It's more so protection. So I can move in power. I can move in signs and wonders and miracles. And I know that I'm covered. I know that I'm protected. And so I just wanted to say this, very quickly, like, build up your faith. Get in the word, see what the Bible says. Stop, man. So I posted this video on, Instagram and stuff, and it goes pretty big in the reels on Instagram and Facebook. And you get all these people in the comments that the truth is they don't have faith. Oh, this is fake. We're not supposed to be doing this stuff. In the Bible, they weren't doing this stuff. The demons were avoiding Jesus. And it's like, man, this is why I tell you guys, go read the Bible for yourself. Some guy, he was like, oh, we haven't seen this in the history of the church. You need to look at somebody, man, stop. Get out of your theology arguments and the history of the church. Get in the spirit and get in your word. Notice that most of the time, these guys who are always talking about theology and always talking about the history of the church and like Christian nerds, right? Like, there's a time and place to have those conversations. But most of the guys that talk about that stuff and they go around critiquing other people, they're not casting out devils. They're not walking in the supernatural. It's just all head knowledge. And so they're so carnal, right? Because they think that they're so smart that they become carnal. They're so wrapped up in what they think that they know, and they're modern day Pharisees and they can't see it. So I always tell you guys, study for yourself. Read the Bible for yourself. Seek God for yourself. Because when it's all said and done, you, me, everybody else, we're going to have to stand before God and give an account. And that's just the bottom line. All right. But you should move in power. You should move in authority. You should put your foot on the devil's neck.